Excitement in the air here at L'Anse Creuse North High School as we get set for the kickoff to the 2018 football season. Hello everybody, I'm Jason Burnt from Macomb Township Government Access along with Brad Fetters, and we're getting set for this matchup in week 1 between the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders and the L'Anse Creuse Lancers. And Brad, these two teams obviously struggled last year, both finished 1-8, looking for a bounce back season this year.
Yeah, utter disappointment for LCN last season, finishing 1-8 with that wealth of talent they had last season. So looking to rebound this season in what should be an ultra competitive Mac White.
This is a school rivalry. They've played each other almost every single year. L'Anse Creuse has dropped down to the gold, so it's a big crossover, 2 leagues away from the Mac White, as you just mentioned a moment ago. What does L'Anse Creuse North have to do to avoid an upset, which is what it would be here tonight?
Yeah, these two rival schools, the 44th meeting all-time between the two schools, and LCN's really dominated the series as of late. Winners of 6 straight and 8 of their last 10. The all-time series goes the way of the Crusaders as well, 28-15. And you talk about upset. This is a team that really needs to get it going early. This is a team that gave up a lot of points defensively last year, and they're looking for a little bit more of a balance offensively. Coach has talked about it with you in our preview show that they need to get the run game going, and they have a terrific running back in Myles. He's number 1. He wears number 1, and he's their lead back for a reason. Watch for him to tout the rock quite a bit here tonight.
As for L'Anse Creuse, it's been a struggle the last couple of years, not just last season. They're really looking to turn this program around.
Yeah, it's been tough for them in that Mac Blue. They make that move down to the Mac Gold, and I think that's a better fit for them. And they're looking to get a little bit of momentum here by pulling the upset against the rivals in week 1.
We're looking forward to a good ball game. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few moments for the opening kickoff on Macomb Township Government Access.
Hi, I'm Jordan Peele. I'm usually trying way too hard to be funny. Well, right now I'm going to be completely serious with you. Online bullying is a toxic side effect of modern technology. No one's immune to it. Not you, not me, nobody. But there's a way we can fix it. This emoji in the symbol section of your phone's emoji keyboard. Use it when you see bullying online to say, I see what you're doing, not cool, definitely not funny. And I know what funny is. I coined the phrase wordness to the turdness. So join me and become a witness. When you see bullying online, use this emoji to do something. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org.
Welcome back here at Macomb Township Government Access. Jason Burnt and Brad Fetters up in the booth getting set for the start of this football game between the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders and the L'Anse Creuse Lancers, big school district rivalry game. And Brad, we mentioned off the top, both of these teams looking for much better starts this season than they had a year ago.
Yeah, L'Anse Creuse North fell in their opening game last season. They played it over at Grand Valley State a season ago against East Kentwood, 45-6. They fell in defeat, and that really kind of set the tone for the way the rest of the season progressed for LCN. So getting off to a hot start, winning this first game against your rivals, huge. And Jason, these two teams have lined up against teammate, wearing the same color jersey, finally get a chance here to go against a different opponent, and what a way to kick off the season. Rivalry game in week 1. These two teams have never matched up in week 1 of the regular season. This game is typically played in the last game of the season 27 times. In fact, it's occurred in week 9 of the MHSAA schedule.
LCN to kick off. Low line kick going to be taken at about the 10-yard line. Brought up by number 24. It's Sam Kunajai, pushed out of bounds. Nice return up over the 30-yard line. L'Anse Creuse with pretty good field position to start.
And he found a nice little seam there. Samuel Bodley, the senior, able to finally ride him out of bounds, but a terrific return to kick things off here. L'Anse Creuse North, good starting position for their opening drive of the football game, all the way out to the 35-yard line.
Crusaders in the black uniforms. L'Anse Creuse starting on offense here in the white uniforms. You definitely want to get off to a good start here tonight if you're L'Anse Creuse North. Got some brutal games on the schedule looking ahead throughout this season, especially 2 MAC Red crossovers against Ike and Dakota. Inside handoff sniffed out by the Crusaders. A loss on the play is number 6, Will Richardson. Couldn't get any running room there.
Justin Cope in on the stop, and really was a poor snap to start things out. A nice job by the QB. to bring that one up. Could have been a disaster there in the opening snap of the season.
Boy, Richardson, a big boy, senior running back. Look for him to carry the bulk here tonight. Now out of the shotgun, they'll throw the ball. Looking out to the left, pass complete out there to number 10, Marseille Joseph. Taken down, ball might have come loose there. Official looking at it. Nope, it's going to be Lancers football, but it'll bring up 3rd and long.
And minimum gain there, 3 yards on the reception. L'Anse Creuse getting back to the line quickly, going to get those play calls from the sidelines.
Quarterback for L'Anse Creuse is wearing number 17, which we don't have on our roster, so we'll have to just double check that. We'll go out of the gun once again, looking to throw on 3rd down. Back to pass, short little underneath throw, complete. Trying to get some running room right there is 24, Sam Kunajai again. He's got the 1st down, still making people miss. Ball came loose. That is a fumble. The official there says it's Lancer football, but a big gain will give them a 1st down in Crusader territory.
A couple missed tackles there for LCN. Had them bottled up short of the 1st yard line markers. Justin Cope in on the missed tackle there, and a terrific gain.
Ball placed at the 44-yard line now of LCN. Lancers moving down the field here. Out of the gun once again, 1st and 10. They fake the handoff inside, quarterback keeper around the right side, got running room, stiff arm, gives them the 1st down to the 30-yard line. Good option that time, just held onto the football, and the defense collapsed inside, expecting Will Richardson to take the ball. And the Lancers now in business in the red zone. Ball placed at the 30-yard line. Once again, out of the gun.
You gotta love week 1, right? Nobody here in the press box knows who the quarterback is.
They hand it off to Richardson. Short pickup of a few yards. That's number 17 on the roster, and we don't have a 17. Isaiah Stansbury is number 18 listed on the roster as a quarterback, but offense is set now, out of the gun once again. They hand it off inside. Once again, it's Richardson wrapped up nicely and pushed back. Good play by number 56 that time.
Whitcup. Much better penetration that time by the LCN defense up front.
Once again, a big 3rd down here early on this opening drive. Crusaders looking to get off the field. It'll be a 3rd down and 5. Ball placed at the 25-yard line.
Opportunity for the Crusader defense to get off the field. Very important for the little swing pass.
Avoids the pressure that time. The quarterback does, trying to scramble out there. Ball knocked loose out of bounds. Won't be enough for a 1st down, so bring up 4th for the Lancers. And decision time for them.
Miskovich again. And he's a name to pay attention to out of that middle linebacker position. He's going to be all over the field here tonight.
Well, number 9, Brett Watts, comes out. Looks like they're going to try a field goal attempt.
It's going to be a 41-yarder.
We'll see.
A lot of faith in your kicker.
Yeah,
here.
we'll see if his leg is a good one. Of course, you got to always watch for a fake this side of the field.
It's far left hash. And now we're going to get a timeout from the LCN sideline. Coach Kinner
didn't like the personnel or didn't like the way they were lined up on that special teams unit. Out there talking to his guys. And perhaps he's maybe even telling them to be aware of any kind of fake here. It's a long field goal attempt.
I figure 4th and 5 yards to go. Just line it up and go for it. A little surprised here that L'Anse Creuse would attempt a field goal. appears they're going to stay with it. Brett Watts from 41 yards out.
Spencer Ashman, the holder. Watts sets himself. They snap it. Hold is rough. It's going to be low. No good. Boy, that looked disastrous right from the start.
And they're looking for a roughing the kicker call. Not going to get it.
Ball was deflected. That's why. Once you get a piece of that football, doesn't matter what you do. So the Lancers put a drive together. They come away empty. And now we get to see this Crusader offense for the first time, led by quarterback Justin Szymanski.
And it's going to be a new look offense. L'Anse Creuse North only averaging 14.7 points per game with senior quarterback last season, Blake Daniels. It's going to be a much more improved offense, perhaps, a little bit more balanced, perhaps.
They throw out to the left side. First play complete. Pickup of about 9 yards. Completion there looks like to number 19, Anthony Petrucci.
That's what Coach told us in the preview show, that this was a team that wasn't going to air it out nearly as much. They weren't going to go vertically. They were going to rely on some short passes, some medium passes, some dinks and dunks. And right there, that's a look at that new and improved offense.
Hey, that's as good as a run right there. A pickup of a few yards. Once again, almost the same exact play to Petrucci. So it gives them the first down. They move the chains.
And, Jason, this was an offensive unit last season that kind of got bogged down. Too many 3-and-outs and too many turnovers. Got to maintain possession of the football and keep that defense off the field.
They're throwing the football. High pass that time, incomplete, looking for the same play on the other side of the field. A high pass will bring up second down. Coach Kiner told me in the preview that we're going to be more of a running team, and thus far they've come out with 3 straight passes.
You're never going to see that perfect 50-50 balance, especially with the way the game of football is being played now. As you see yet another pass.
They're going to just take what the defense gives them, and once again, pass complete.
And some soft coverage there.
Petrucci with 3 catches here on this opening drive. He'll come out of the game now. It'll bring up third down and about 4 yards.
I think the last couple of years, LCN was maybe, 65-35 pass to run, and maybe you want more 60-40.
They run up the middle. They're going to have the first down. A nice job there by number 14, Sam Bodley, one of the 3 running backs that LCN's going to use this year.
One thing that has stayed the same is this hurry-up offense. They get to the line quick.
Szymanski hands it off to him again, tries a stiff arm.
Oof.
Picks up 2 yards because he spun back inside, but defense sniffed that one out. To bring up second down and 8.
Important downs here, first and second down. You don't want to get yourself in third and long where it becomes an obvious passing play.
Out of the gun once again, they hand it off. Bodley tries to get away from a defender. Nice job by number 55, though, Malik Wolford, to stay with him.
That wasn't the cleanest of exchanges between quarterback and running back. Bodley had to readjust the football. I think that kind of carried his momentum away from him. Was able to get bottled up in the backfield.
Third down and 10, they'll throw the ball. Szymanski got a man over the middle, caught. Trying to break free is number 15, David Gatine. A big pickup there on third down, and the Crusaders will move the chains.
25 yards on the pitch and catch. Big pickup there on third and long.
Boy, Gatine found the open middle of the field right there, and Szymanski was able to spot him.
And those seams have been available here for LCN on this first possession.
They'll throw it again out to the left side. Pass complete once again to 19. Petrucci.
Nice tackle by Aaron Jones.
Yeah, he stayed with him. He wasn't fooled at all. Bounced off his blocker and made the tackle. Now we got a little back and forth, some jawing between these two schools, and generally going to see that in a rivalry game. And we're only in week 1.
Xavion Smith, wide receiver there on the outside, who just wasn't able to hold on to that block long enough. 3-yard loss brings up second down and 13.
Szymanski got plenty of time. Little pump fake trying to get away from the defense. Can't do it. They'll sack him. Number 54, Anthony Freeman. A little breakdown on the offensive line that time.
LCN able to convert last time on 3rd and long. We'll see if they can maintain this possession here.
They'll spread them out now.
We know
4
Coach
wide receivers.
Kinner, a little bit of a riverboat gambler. He likes to go for it on 4th down. He likes to.
Szymanski steps away from the defense, looking left side, got a man, caught. Looking end zone, touchdown, Crusaders. That's number 11, Xavier Smith. Little broken down play right there as Szymanski found time, rolled out to his left. And that benefited him, Brad, as a left-handed quarterback. He saw Xavier out there.
LCN won't have to worry about making that decision on 4th down. You mentioned a breakdown in coverage for L'Anse Creuse. Allows Xavier Smith to get open on that far side of the field. Was able to scamper home 32 yards on the TD reception.
Well, the Crusaders, the first drive of the year, results in a touchdown. See if they can cap it off with the extra point. Coach Kiner told me they got weapons kind of all over the field. It's just a matter of finding them and utilizing them. That's always funny, Brad. You got 2 games this year before school even starts, as the season has started here in late August.
It kind of feels funny to be playing football on a Thursday night as well.
They'll be playing 2 Thursdays in a row. Extra point upcoming here. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Crusaders have a 7-0 lead in this one. Can't draw it up any better if you're the coaching staff of L'Anse Creuse North. Let's score a touchdown on our opening drive of the season.
11 plays, 3 minutes and 31 seconds. A good balance there, Jason, as well. 7 pass plays, the 4 runs, and you draw up a first drive of the season. It looks like that. You got to be happy if you're a Crusader fan.
Good patience, though, by Justin Szymanski, the quarterback, to roll out. Like I said, you know, he's a lefty, and that does kind of change things up if you're a defense. Sure. But rolling out to his left, it allows him to throw off that back foot there and kind of set himself. He found some time, and, of course, Xavier Smith just found a little spot on the sideline.
Just camped out.
Camped out, and took it, turned around, and realized there was nobody behind him. .442 left to go in the opening quarter. And they're going to try a little short onside kick, but a flag comes down, and it's going to be a false start against the Crusaders.
They were already backed up due to the penalty on the touchdown. So they'll be kicking off here from the 20. L'Anse Creuse is going to have terrific field position.
They tried a little pooch kick, too, and that only went about 20 yards.
I mentioned Coach Kinner often gambles, and we've seen him attempt onside kicks to start games. We've seen him attempt onside kicks at the start of the second half, and no surprise he comes out and tries a little pooch kick there. And why not? Catch a team napping and all of a sudden get the ball right back.
Now they'll kick it a little deeper this time. This one's going to go to about the 34-yard line, taken there by number 5, Dejon Banks. Got some space on that far side. Ooh. Big collision. Man, what a hit right there. Number 14, Sam Bodley, just stood him up. A big return. Obviously, the Lancers are going to have great field position, Brad, but that was kind of an exclamation point tackle right there.
And that was a good, clean hit as well, using that shoulder.
It's like running into a brick wall. You heard the L'Anse Creuse North side and the Lancer side on the far side of the field, but everyone just kind of held their breath there. First down and 10 now. Ball placed at the 43-yard line. Out of the shotgun once again. They hand it off inside. Some running room. Breaking a tackle, Richardson. He's tough to bring down.
Yeah, that initial contact is going to bring him down. A lot of arm tackles thus far for LCN. They're going to have to improve on that. Getting that penetration up front. Just not able to bottle them up in the backfield. Good pickup there on first down.
Second down and 3 now for the Lancers. They hand it off again inside. Good defensive effort right there by number 88, Tyler Leroy. Tied him up quickly. No gain on the play. They'll bring up third down.
That's going to be the battle. That battle up front between this defensive line and the offensive line for L'Anse Creuse. We know LCN's got a much better linebacking core this season. It's guys that have been in the program for a while. They're flying to the football right now.
Third down and 4. They'll throw the ball. Look like a hold on that play. This is coming back no matter what. Little screen pass out in the middle, completed to Sam Kunajai. That was an obvious hole right there as the defensive end coming around for L'Anse Creuse North was almost dragged down to the field.
That's oftentimes the type of plays where those slow developing screen plays is where you see those holds, and referees quick to throw the flag there. And they'll back L'Anse Creuse up big time, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So
you're either going to take a sack on that play or take a penalty, and that's what usually happens. But
huge penalty there. That's a backbreaker.
Wyatt Peltier on that defensive line on that far side. Now they're waiting the call once again.
3-man defensive line, so the nickel back in there for LCN as they're anticipating pass here.
Now we got another flag. That's going to go against the defense.
Yeah, lined up off sides.
They're going to get 5 yards right back. That's not uncommon to see a lot of penalties called in the opening game of the season as both teams, as you said, Brad, have been beating up on each other for several weeks, and you finally see live competition. It's easy to get amped up and make some mistakes early. Third down and 13, though, for the Lancers.
Showing blitz, bringing it.
Pass away, incomplete, but credit the pass rush on that one. They forced the pass to come out early, and the Lancers will have to punt.
And Michael Myles, the outside linebacker, bringing the heat from this near side. Blasted through the line and went uninterrupted in on the quarterback. Good start for LCN. Much better start to this season than a year ago. That crippling loss to East Kentwood.
Always a benefit, too, to get to play in front of your home fans and not have to make that long travel.
Yeah, more and more teams are playing in those showcase games. I know Warren Mott traveled to play at the Big House. Games are going on all weekend long, including the Eisenhower Eagles at Wayne State University. As we talked about, LCN traveled over to Grand Valley State last season to play East Kentwood. You like having those opportunities, kind of a bonding trips for these teams, but oftentimes that travel can wear you out. Talking to Coach Flaherty over at Birmingham Groves, he kind of indicated that oftentimes there's a lot of waiting around in between games, especially if you're playing in the third game of a triple header. Sitting around in the stands waiting for your game to start, and mentally it's tough to prepare yourselves for those types of moments. So L'Anse Creuse,
fourth down, going to punt here.
will punt it away.
trying to find out, and nobody up here in the booth and coaches alike, nobody knows who number 17 is for the Lancers as the ball takes an LCN hop and stops right on the 20-yard line. So we'll have to try to get you the an updated roster who number 17 is for L'Anse Creuse, but Crusaders have it 1st and 10 though, ball placed on the 20-yard line. Perhaps the Lancers throwing a curveball, giving a roster out, and then putting their quarterback in a different jersey so we don't know who he is. Even the coaching staff of L'Anse Creuse North up here in the booth don't even know who the quarterback is. 1st and 10, they hand it off. Myles tries the left side, picks up a couple yards.
It's an LCN team. I think there's a little bit more depth in the backfield as well. You'll probably see a good rotation of at least 3 running backs this season as they try to find really their main man, and kind of all indications to us was maybe it was going to be Myles. We mentioned him at the very top of the show.
Defensive breakdown there and a sack by the Lancers.
We got a flag as well.
Number 54, Anthony Freeman, in on that one, as was Marseille Joseph. We got a face mask, though, and it went against the defense. So those are the kind of mistakes that the Lancers can't commit. Just giving field position right back to the Crusaders.
It's one of those good old-fashioned 5-yard face mask penalties that you no longer see at any other level of football. Everything's a 15-yard personal foul now.
2nd down and 5. Myles kind of bouncing back and forth. He's going to be close to a 1st down. I believe he has it.
He sure did. They're going to mark him at the 31. So a good 6-yard run there by Myles as he kind of bounced off a couple D linemen. Picked up that extra yard.
It almost looked like he was moving in slow motion there, just trying to pick and choose his holes and his gaps of where he was going to run the ball, but a nice job. Brings up the 1st down. He'll get the ball right back again, just kind of plow into his offensive line for a couple.
And picking his spot, that's the old Le'Veon Bell trick, right?
I've seen a lot of the great running backs. They just kind of patient, waiting for holes to open up. And Barry Sanders was a great one at that, too, for a lot of years. Just kind of waiting to see what develops.
4 wide receiver set here for LCN, and they're going to run out of it.
Myles tripped up briefly, up towards the 1st down marker. He's got another one. Good balance that time.
I'd like to see that, too. He falls forward, picks up a couple extra.
So the first drive of the game, Brad, they threw more frequently, and now this one they're trying to lull the Lancers to sleep by just running the ball up the middle. Myles gets behind the defense there, up over midfield, down to the 43-yard line. And right now it's the Myles show, and a flag late comes down. Wonder if this is an unsportsmanlike or... Yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct, and it went against the defense. So the Lancers right now a little shaken.
5 straight runs in the second possession here for LCN. And why not? When you got a back like Myles, you might as well run it. So this will be a 15-yard penalty. Moves the ball all the way up to the 29-yard line. LCN knocking on the door.
Big penalties on this drive alone have allowed the Crusaders to get good field position. 1st and 10 now. Szymanski will come out of the gun. Change it running back now as Sam Biley's next to him. They'll look to throw out to his right. Pass complete there to Ian White down to the 10-yard line. So just when they're trying to lull him to sleep with the run, quick hitter out to the right side, and White picks up a 1st down.
That's super soft coverage there on the outside. The L'Anse Creuse DBs allowing these screen passes and little dumps to work.
Another pass out here, and caught actually on his knees that time, and that was a mistake by number 19, Anthony Petrucci, because it's dead as soon as your knee goes down.
And it should just knock that one down.
Yeah, it's a loss on the play. If he'd have caught that ball and kind of ran as he caught it, you might have been able to pick up a few yards diving forward, but the moment your knee is down, you're ruled down. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 13. 3-yard loss on that play, Brad.
And also is the end of the first quarter.
So we'll take a break here on MTGA. We'll come back in a few moments for the start of the second quarter. Don't go away.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back here on MTGA Channel 5. Jason Burnt along with Brad Fetters. Start of the second quarter here between L'Anse Creuse and L'Anse Creuse North. Crusaders have the football. They're moving. 2nd down and 12 here. Szymanski looking over the middle. Pass caught by number 15. That's David Gatine, sophomore wide receiver.
Nice little slant route there. Got him open in space. 147 yards of offense in the first quarter for LCN. This is a little bit more of a high-powered offense than they had a season ago. And saw them have the lowest output of offense for programs since 2011.
They hand it off inside to Bodley. Forward progress is stopped, so the whistle blows. Not much on that pickup. It'll bring up 2nd down. They can pick up a 1st down here before getting into the end zone, so it is 4th down right now, so they never did pick up the 1st down.
Try a field goal.
Yeah, they're just going to try to put 3 more points on the board. Nick Minchella, the kicker. Hold is good, kick is up, and it is good. So L'Anse Creuse North has the 10-0 lead with 10:55 left to go in the half.
So the drive stalls out. But a nice 23-yard field goal puts points on the board, and that's what you like to see.
Yeah, I apologize. I thought they had picked up that 1st down, but apparently not, and that set up that 3rd down play in which they couldn't pick it up with Bodley running the football up the middle. But they were able to put 3 more up on the board, and if you can come away with points on every possession, it's going to be a long night for the Lancers trying to stop this. So L'Anse Creuse looking for an answer of any kind right now. They were able to put a drive together on their opening offensive possession, but a missed field goal opportunity kept them off the scoreboard, so now they're looking to repeat that drive. LCN kicks it off. Nice kick all the way back to the 5-yard line. Taken by number 24, Sam Kunajai. He's got running room.
Got some blockers as well. Good stiff arm.
Number 88 brings him down, Tyler Leroy. That's a touchdown-saving tackle right there, but a big return and much needed for the Lancers.
What do we often talk about? You often need some turnovers or a big special teams play to get your offense going, and that's exactly what happened for L'Anse Creuse.
So they will start at the 30-yard line. Waiting to get the call from the sideline. It would be a shame for the Lancers not to take advantage of this field position right now. You're down 10.
A second straight possession now that they've started on the LCN side of the 50-yard line. Came away empty last go-round. Fake the handoff.
Fake the handoff, quarterback keeper. Defensive pursuit, outstanding. What a tackle right there by Julian Guastalla. Boy, he just darted right in there and didn't want to hesitate at all. So on the sack, L'Anse Creuse moving the wrong direction.
7-yard loss there. It's a big one on first down. We'll bring up second down and long. LCN with those 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. 1 running back to the quarterback's left, 3 wide receivers set, looking to air it out, going deep. Some bumping going on down there. And no sign of any flag as the wide receiver and DB got tangled up.
There was definitely some contact there, but officials just thought maybe incidental. Well, Brad, we got an update on number 17, and the L'Anse Creuse guys up top don't even know. They're trying to figure out who it is. So when they don't even know who their quarterback is, we can't tell you. So number 17 is a sophomore that obviously is not on the varsity roster, so they're trying to get that for the PA announcer and for us because nobody knows. Pass out there, nice back shoulder catch right there. Down to the 8-yard line. That's number 10, Marcy Joseph.
Good adjustment by Joseph there to haul that one in. That was all on the wide receiver having to go up and get that one.
You can't defend that. That's a nice throw to the back shoulder. The defensive back doesn't have the ability to cut back to try to knock that one down. You're just coming back for the football, and Joseph made a nice catch. And we do have an update now.
Isaiah Stansberry
is number 17, Isaiah Stansberry. So it only took us a quarter and a half to try to figure that one out, but it wasn't just us. He throws out to his right into the end zone. Touchdown Lancers. So just in time we got his name, and he throws a touchdown pass to number 24, Sam Kunajai. They'll roll out to his right side. And a nice answer for L'Anse Creuse as they needed it. Now an extra point away from getting back within 3 points.
And back-to-back completions. You get the big 27-yard gainer to keep the drive alive. And then the very next play, a perfectly executed rollout, a well-thrown ball resulting in 6 points.
The kick is up, and it is good. So 10-7 our score with 9:15 left to go in the half. And looks like we're going to get a pretty good ball game here tonight, Brad. You know, there's a lot of talk that, you know, one team playing out of the MAC White, and L'Anse Creuse has had a couple down years. They dropped down to the MAC Gold. So obviously a little disparity there between the leagues. But when you're a school rival, I guess it's old cliche. Just, you know, you can throw all that out the window and just play the football game. And right now we got a battle here in the second quarter.
Lots of motivation here in week 1 as L'Anse Creuse travels over and playing your rival in week 1. We mentioned it's never happened in the rivalry between these two schools to schedule one another in week 1. And obviously you don't want to start the season in that 0-1 hole, and such an important game for both of these teams if they want to compete for a playoff spot. We'll talk about it later on in this broadcast, but LCN's schedule is absolutely brutal this season.
Yeah, and speaking of rivals, they used to having another rival, Anchor Bay, on their schedule, but with the Tars moving up to the MAC Red, L'Anse Creuse North doesn't have them in a crossover, so they only get to play one of their rivals this year. Off the kickoff, special teams right now here, number 6 on the return. Lots of running room, knocked out of bounds. Nice return, I'm sorry, that's number 8, Ian White. Nice return up to the 40-yard line, took a shot. A pretty good field position here for the Crusaders now as they'll see where they place it.
You mentioned Anchor Bay making that move up to the red, and they're going to replace Warren Mott, who makes the move down to the MAC White, and that'll be LCN's opponent next week. In week 2, right off the bat, you get that MAC White game in week 2.
The Marauders.
They're going to be a tough bunch of guys
Think
now
it was
playing down in the white.
I think that was your pick for the MAC White this year, was the Marauders. First down, passing play, incomplete, thrown behind Anthony Petrucci that time.
It could be a Warren-Mott squad that could go one of two ways, right? They could feel a little disrespect making them move down to the white, or you never know, they might just kind of play down to their competition, so to speak. We know how difficult the Mac Red is, and will they see it as kind of a motivator? We'll see.
They look to throw again on second down. Pass complete to Petrucci. Pickup of about 6 yards.
It was a Warren-Mott team that had some success in the MAC Red. They had a 3-2 season. And if they had a lot of success in the MAC White, that kind of made that move up to the Red possible. They won a bunch of MAC White titles, so that's why I gave them the edge in the league.
Well, this L'Anse Creuse North team spent 2 years up in the red as well, and when they came back down to the white, they felt that that was kind of where they should be. They could be a red team as well as a lot of others. Third down passing play incomplete. That'll bring up fourth down. Szymanski's pass high that time, so 3 and out for the Crusaders. L'Anse Creuse, after scoring a touchdown, are going to get the ball right back.
Yeah. Those are 3 straight pass plays after running the football so well in their second possession. A little bit of a surprise there.
Interesting play calling from possession to possession here in the first half, but it's game one. I'm sure they're going to try to figure this out and make some adjustments too going in at halftime. I think that was just a high pass by Szymanski that just got away from him. A short kick here. This one's going to be fair catch signal at the 26-yard line, maybe the 27. So that's where L'Anse Creuse will take over from there.
Punt had all kinds of height. It looked like one of your lob wedge shots, Jason.
The only difference is that one went straight down the field. 1st and 10. They place the ball on the 27-yard line. So now we have his number, Isaiah Stansberry at quarterback. Sophomore. Well, that'll be big for L'Anse Creuse if you get a sophomore playing this season. You know, he'll spend a couple more years in the program. By the time he's a senior, little pump fake, he'll just throw the ball away. He was outside no, they're going to throw a flag. I thought for a second he was outside the box, but that back official threw a flag, and you're going to get an intentional grounding call. There wasn't a receiver anywhere near him.
And both of these teams starting underclassmen at the quarterback position. Szymanski making that move up from the JV squad. It's a spot foul and a loss of downs.
Coaching staff for L'Anse Creuse obviously feels Stansberry is going to give him the best opportunity as a sophomore to play and to lead this team. Of course, they rely on their running game quite a bit. Miscommunication, perhaps they're up the middle, as looks like the running back Richardson ran around the wrong way, or the quarterback turned the wrong way to hand the ball off. Either way, it was a misplay there, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long. Those are the type of plays, Brad, that the coaching staff just pulls their hair out. You know, you practice those for weeks, getting set for the season, and come out here during the game and can't execute a simple handoff.
Line to gain. Here's the 38.
Pass out there is complete. A jump ball there. Number 10, Marseille Joseph. And that's going to be enough for a 1st down. Boy, he and he and the defender both went up for it, and it was the offensive guy that came down with it.
It's that second jump ball that we've seen thrown on that outside, and both went for completions, and those are just tough to swallow if you're an LCN defender, and now Coach Kinner wants timeout.
He wants to know what the heck happened there on defense.
They dropped everybody back. They played off the line defensively in the secondary, giving them a little bit of a pad, realizing that L'Anse Creuse just had to air it out and try to get the 1st down. And I don't think that was poorly defended. I think the wide receiver there just went up and got it.
It was a jump ball, and I think it was just a little bit more length on Marseille Joseph's arms that got up there and got the football, because you could see when they came down they were tussling for it, so it was a battle, but those are those little things you got to try to win. Right there, L'Anse Creuse won that little battle. That was big, too, on 3rd and long.
Well, it's second time they've converted on 3rd and long in this ball game already.
No matter way you look at it, the defense has got to find a way to get off the football field when it's 3rd and 20.
It was a unit last season, Jason. They gave up 35 points per game. 7 starters are back from that defensive side of the ball. And
right when L'Anse Creuse gets a little break, converting on that 3rd down, they're going to move the other direction with a penalty. Now it's going to go against L'Anse Creuse North. Thought that was a false start, but so it's L'Anse Creuse North that's shooting themselves in the foot right now. Right out of a timeout as well. They commit a penalty. 1st down and 5 now from the 49-yard line. Stansberry out of the gun, takes it, hands it off. Richardson looking for room. There's just nothing there. Just bottled up. Taken down at the 45-yard line. Forward progress.
Tony Green in on the stop.
Big senior defensive lineman, number 99. 2-yard loss on that run. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 now. Or 2nd down and 10. They haven't changed the scoreboard, but the flag on the far side, they picked up the 1st down. That was the 1st down play. So 2nd down, a rollout. Pass floated out there, complete. Nope, they're going to say incomplete. He was juggling it before he went out of bounds.
That's a big break there for LCN.
That's number 2, Jawan Johnson.
Stansberry running for his life there. Able to find a receiver wide open downfield, and Ujai comes up a little shaken there after bobbling that football. Another 3rd and long. LCN desperate to get off the field defensively. Got to come up with a stop. They've been burned twice.
3rd down and 8. Stansberry out of the gun, empty backfield now. He will throw it. It's Richardson out of the backfield. Little floating pass there. Lowers his head and bowls over 2 defenders. Up near the 40. It'll be a 1st down. Well, he just ran a little wheel route on the near side, Brad, and once he gets moving, it's like Jerome Bettis. It's like with his size, it's tough to bring down.
13 yards there, and lowered the shoulder pads, lowered the helmet, and absolutely laid a lick on the LCN defender.
So Stansberry out of the gun once again. Dropped the snap. Looking to make something happen, then just gets clobbered. Boy, he had no time there as he just got walloped by number 56. Is that 56 or 58? I think that's 58. Wayne Whipcup. 2nd time. No, that's 56. We don't have a 56 on our roster for L'Anse Creuse North, so school's got to do a better job giving us rosters, Brad. We don't have the correct numbers on these players.
Hard to do our job, right?
Well, either way, it was a big play defensively for the Crusaders. This brings up 2nd and 19. They'll throw the ball again, this time to the left side. Dead duck throw, nearly picked off. We're going to get a flag.
I think this is going to be offensive pass interference.
Number 24 out there in coverage, Hunter Shorkey. And yeah, I think you're right. It looks like he had inner position on that ball, and it was the wide receiver that tugged him down. Now, do you decline this or take this? It would bring up a 3rd and 19. I guess you take the field position no matter what here on a penalty like that and make them replay 2nd down.
Especially the way the Lancers have been converting on their 3rd and longs. You want to back them up as much as possible, and the referee indicates, hey, Coach, you want to decline this one? And I don't think Coach Kinner will. Let's see. Yeah, he will decline it.
Yeah,
well,
he will decline it. So, I mean, based on the field position, that would be the only reason why he wouldn't decline it, but it's going to remain, it's going to be 3rd and 19, and obviously It's got a repeat now. It was 3rd and 20, 3rd and 25 or whatever it was when they capitalized the last time. See if they can get off the field this time. Pressure comes.
Dangerous
And
pass.
yeah, dangerous pass incomplete, just off the fingertips that time of Kunajai. And LCN will get off the football field now as the Lancers have to punt.
Anytime you're throwing over the middle while you're being harassed on the run, it's a dangerous pass. And he floated that one up high, and it got tipped and could have easily been intercepted. So L'Anse Creuse dodges a bullet there. And
with 5 minutes left to go in the half, Brad, LCN's going to get the ball back. That's plenty of time for them to try to put something together, try to extend their lead before halftime. If you remember, they will get the football to start the third quarter.
So they could easily have back-to-back possessions here. That punt was nearly blocked. Big number 99, Tony Green was in there.
It took a nice bounce and deciding to pick it up now, and now we're going to get a hold that's going to push them back even further. Xavier Smith should have probably just let that one bounce. But he picked it up and tried to make something happen, and of course then the special teams unit had to hold to try to keep the defenders away from him. So not good field position here. So now if you're L'Anse Creuse, you got to be looking to maybe make something happen. Maybe you can get the ball back and with good field position if your defense can hold here.
LCN's going to have their heels on the goal line here, so to speak, to start this offensive possession. Their 4th of the game and cashed in their first 2 with points, and 3rd resulted in a 3-and-out. So you want a little bit more of a balanced attack here on their 4th possession of the game as they start out on their very own 5-yard line.
Szymanski on his goal line, standing out of the shotgun. Turns and he'll pass to his right. Pass complete out there. A little bit of running room for about 8 yards. Pass complete that time to number 15. That's David Gatine.
And that was the play that was available to them on the very first possession of this game. Was they started marching up and down the field and resulted in a touchdown. That little wide receiver screen. You got to love it.
2nd down and 2 now. They hand the ball off. Good cut that time by Bodley. Still on his feet up to the 30-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. Good tough running there.
So Myles and Bodley. A 2-headed attack in the backfield for the Crusaders. Looking good on the ground.
He made a good cutback that time. That play looked like it was supposed to go the other direction, and he kind of, like I said, took a cut and went the other direction. Here he's up the middle. 1st down and more up near midfield. Taken down at the 45-yard line.
Picks up 15 after picking up 17 on the previous down. So 32 yards on 2 carries. That's huge.
And in the hurry-up offense now. 4 minutes to go in the half.
Lancer player having a problem with his chin strap. Referee's going to come in and make that adjustment for him, and that's going to slow down that momentum for LCN.
The clock will start as soon as he indicates. But you're right, when you're in that hurry-up offense, now you almost had time for a huddle here. And now the official indicates start the clock. Szymanski out of the gun. They hand it off inside Myles this time. Runs into a couple defenders, falls forward to midfield.
You got to like that running style of Myles. He gains those extra yards by falling forward.
He definitely has a hesitation in his running as well when he runs up the middle. We'll see him again here. This time he'll bounce to the left. Avoids a big hit there, but he's got enough for the 1st down. Into Lancer territory. Ball going to be placed at the 43-yard line, it looks like. Almost the 42. They hand it off again. Myles with a nice cutback inside, and right now they're just grinding this out on the ground.
Yeah, really credit that offensive line, opening up some nice holes, and Myles has been able to find the edge a few times, as well as run up the middle.
Szymanski gives it right back to him. Myles up the middle, and defense can't even really get set. Another 5 or 6 yards.
Six straight runs for LCN, and why not? When you're picking up yardage at the clip they are right now, you might as well keep it on the ground.
Down to 3 minutes remaining in the half. Szymanski now fakes, passes out to his right, complete, cutting back inside is 19, that's Petrucci.
Banks in on the tackle. We do have a flag, however.
Well, you can see what LCN was trying to do there. All those runs, and then as soon as they do a little play action, trying to catch a defense off guard. Didn't work, though, as flag was thrown.
I didn't see any indication of a penalty.
They were talking, I thought, to the – there's a 5-yard against the Lancers, so Crusaders get an extra 5 yards, and that'll give them the first down. Szymanski to fire, got a man out there, caught, goal line, end zone. Did he get in? Was that an indication? The official put his arms up. It's a touchdown or not? It is a touchdown. So that official kind of went up with his half arms and didn't want to call it right away, but a nice touchdown grab right there by number 22, who we also don't have on our roster. So we're going to have to talk to Coach Kiner about this one after the game, give me an accurate roster. But a nice touchdown pass by Szymanski. I know he threw it. Extra point upcoming. The kick is blocked. Can't return that one. It's a dead ball, but that's a big block right there by the Lancers. 16-7 our score now with 2:33 left to go. And you can see, Brad, look, we take another look at the replay of the touchdown. You can see how it was caught right there by the receiver. And when he was brought down, he rolled over into the end zone, and the official wasn't quick to indicate touchdown. Now, we thought maybe he would be marked at the goal line.
And finally comes in and signals the touchdown. And
so the LCM puts together a nice drive, and they put 6 up on the board. But watch that missed extra point. A lot of times you get a block or a miss extra point in high school football games. It can come back and haunt you. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. But they have the 16-7 lead now here with 2:33 left to go in the half.
A 9-play drive. It took 2 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock. This is an LCN unit that is moving up and down the field. High-powered offense, a quick offense with that no-huddle look, and a good start to the season thus far for the Crusaders. 6 runs, 3 passes. That's a much better balance for this offense.
Nick Minchella, the kicker for L'Anse Creuse North. He'll try to boot this one. And instead, just a little shorter kick to the 30. Taken by number 15, Sam Shaw, up to the 40-yard line, a 10-yard return. So they've got 2 minutes, 28 seconds, Brad, to try to make something happen here.
More importantly, that last drive went 95 yards.
It's a big moment in this football game if you can drive down the field like that.
This is a Lancers team that has started drives in really good field position. They've started twice on the LCN side of the 50 now. This one, the 40-yard line. So only having to go 60 yards to find pay dirt. We have 2 minutes and 28 seconds to do it.
Not bad field position at the ball at the 40-yard line. Stansberry out of the gun, takes it, hands it off. Richardson bounces off a defender, picks up a yard. A good defensive effort there to just hold him down. He's tough to tackle. Julian Guizdala in on that last tackle.
Lancers only have 2 timeouts.
Richardson again just barreling his way through up near midfield. And I think they spot him enough to give him the first down.
So that'll stop the clock momentarily with 2:04. Quickly up to the ball.
Richardson again up the middle, picks up about 3 yards. L'Anse Creuse is going to go hurry up offense here, just kind of get set. And once again, they give it to Richardson. He's bottled up and taken back to midfield once again, so a loss on that play. That'll bring up third down.
Fool me once, right?
Yeah. He ran into 4 black jerseys right there and had nowhere to go. 3rd down and 9 now, and so they'll wait to get the call from the sideline. They got to be careful here. An incomplete pass or a stoppage. L'Anse Creuse North could use their final timeout and try to get the ball back, and now play blown dead.
Where we have your timeout.
The timeout.
LCN sidelines.
So the Crusaders are going to use their final timeout on defense.
What a beautiful night for football, huh?
No, it's 80 degrees today. The sun now going down. It's going to get a little bit cooler than that in the 70s. I wish it could be like this in October when we're here for a game later in the season, but
I'll only be
not
that
hold my
lucky,
breath.
Yeah. Well, the Farmer's Almanac, I think, said a little bit of a warmer winter for Michigan. Keep our fingers crossed.
That just means temperatures, what, in the teens and not the single digits this year? A little bit warmer, is that what they mean by a little bit warmer? Either way, yeah, you're right. No, first week of the season is always late August, and I mentioned earlier on the schools all around the state of Michigan will play 2 games before school's even in session.
Yeah, which is a little bit of a downer because you don't get the band, you don't get the full experience here this early on in the season, but I understand they're on really tight time constraints having to play those championship games on Thanksgiving weekend. Bad snap.
Oh, and that time it was Myles just overran it. Michael Myles coming in on defense had an opportunity to come up with the fumble. That would have given the Crusaders excellent field position with time, but instead the clock continues to run now. Crusaders have no timeouts, and the Lancers will have to punt here.
So these are the types of things you hope to have cleaned up by week 2 and trying to knock off the cobwebs, and a lot of things to correct here for both teams.
Under 30 seconds remaining now. Lancers in no hurry to snap this football. They might even take the delay of game here, and I think that's – nope, they are going to snap it. They get the punt away. It's a beauty.
Fair catch called for.
And then dropped right there by Xavion Smith. And then they rule it down. 14 seconds remaining in the half. Not sure LCN's going to have enough time to do anything with this except maybe try to chuck it downfield if they want.
And we'll get that first possession of the second half, as you mentioned earlier.
A 1st down and 10, ball placed at the 30-yard line. Szymanski will hand it off. They'll run the ball. Bodley, little spin move. Still going up to the 44-yard line. Down to 6 seconds. We'll see if they get up there and try to spike it. Nope, they're just going to call it. Szymanski going back. No, now they run back up. So a little miscommunication there is they said go run one more play. Down to 2 seconds. One, they're not going to have enough time. Yeah. I think that the team thought that was going to end the half, and all of a sudden they ran back out under center. But either way, L'Anse Creuse North has the lead at home in the opener, 16-7 over L'Anse Creuse. Brad, your thoughts on the opening half?
Now, what can we say? LCN offensively looks like a unit that's running as a well-oiled unit. Good mix of run and pass. Much better display of football here in week 1 for LCN compared to last season, and that's exactly what you wanted to see out of the Crusaders.
Stay with us. We'll be back in a few moments for the start of the second half. Don't go away.
Macomb County, 27 cities, townships, and villages. From East Point to Memphis, Romeo to New Baltimore. 458 square miles of where you want to be. It's a place where your children can grow, and so can your business. Macomb County's tree-lined borders contain over 12,000 acres of parkland. Its outer edge, 31 miles of freshwater shoreline, both filled each year with countless concerts, festivals, and family reunions. It's the birthplace of advanced technologies that not only instruct future generations, but protect them. Hey, and those are just facts. You can get that from the internet or a book. No, To truly understand what Macomb County is all about, you need to experience it. You need to live here. You need to work here. When you do that, you'll know you're home.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Welcome back here on MTGA Channel 5. Jason Burnt along with Brad Fetters getting set for the start of the third quarter here between L'Anse Creuse North and L'Anse Creuse varsity football. Crusaders lead this one 16-7 as we start the third quarter, Brad, and pretty even for them passing and running in that first half.
Dead on. 16 runs, 16 passes. This has got to be a dream come true for Coach Kinner. 234 yards of offense in that first half. Really getting it done through the air. 128 yards. That's 9.8 yards per completion as the quarterback for L'Anse Creuse North ended up going 13 of 16 in that first half. Szymanski really solid, 106 yards on the ground for 6.5 yards per carry. And really for L'Anse Creuse, they really got it done on two big plays. They had a 27-yard pass and a 19-yard pass, 77 through the air and only 24 yards on the ground, taking out some of those sacks and that fumble. Really having a tough time getting it going on the ground, 1.5 yards per carry. 5 of 12 Stansbury was in that first half, 15.5 yards per completion. So a couple big chunk plays through the air. Accounts for 101 yards of total offense in the first half. The Lancers are going to have to figure something out offensively. Credit that LCN pass rush. They've been getting that penetration, bottling up those running lanes as well. LCN defensively, I think, looks a lot better, and you really like that balanced approach by their offense here so far this evening.
And we mentioned at the end of the first half that LCN will start the second half with the football. So, they started off the game marching down the field and scoring a touchdown. Good way to kick off the season. Let's see if they can do the same thing to start the third quarter.
Scores are also starting to trickle in, Jason. A game to pay attention to if you're an LCN fan is that Warren Mott game. That's going to be your competition next week. And Mac White, Warren Mott goes into the big house in Ann Arbor and defeats Ann Arbor Skyline 35-12. That was a little bit of a surprise. I thought Warren Mott was going to be good. I just didn't know how good they were, and that's a big win on the road in the big house in week one.
And Eisenhower, a team out of the Mac Red that, I picked to once again maybe win the Red again, and we're going to be a pretty good ball club. Right now they trail at the half against Oak Park, so 19-13 was the score we got there. But as you kind of told me before we started, they were down 19-0.
Sure were. Working themselves back into that football game. Yeah, the Eisenhower Eagles so well the last two seasons, getting as far as the semifinal game, and just anticipate a little bit of a drop-off perhaps due to the graduation of some of their top players. But Mac Red's going to be so good this year. It's going to be interesting to see how that one unfolds. A couple teams playing tomorrow as well. Not everybody playing tonight.
Dakota will play tomorrow. Another Macomb Township school of ours.
Chippewa Valley has Saline, I believe, tomorrow.
And the Big Red team is going to be one to keep an eye on this year. And they'll play Utica Eisenhower in week 3. That'll be a big game. Well, right now we're about to get underway in the third quarter. A low line kick. Crusaders going to take this one. Picked up at about the 13-yard line. Taken by number 10, Jacob Levy. Got some running room, trying to get behind a couple players into Lancer territory. Kyle Turner, number 16, with that return. And a great way to start for LCN.
See a couple big special team plays already in this ball game. Some really long returns for both teams.
First down and 10, ball placed at the 45-yard line. Justin Szymanski at quarterback, out of the gun, turns to his left, fires. Pass complete out there to number 13, that's Nicholas Minchella. Pickup of about 5 yards. Or that's number 19, Anthony Petrucci. He's got a bunch of catches in this one. Boy, those jerseys get bunched up. Those numbers look a lot alike.
Coach Kinner and the offensive staff here at LCN making the jobs for Szymanski very simple here tonight. He's hit some really short passes, and that's why he's been able to rack up such good numbers now, 14 of 17. That was a dangerous pass.
It's incomplete. That time intended. Once again for Petrucci, and he's struggling to get up here, and that'd be a big loss for them. He's been the focal point of their passing game. Took a shot once that ball kind of arrived to him. He wasn't able to hold on to it, but he did take a hit there. Might have just gotten the wind knocked out of him.
Ian White, the other wide receiver down below here, kind of got blocked backwards, and really there wasn't a lot of room. There was 2 DBs in the area along with White and Petrucci, and it's kind of a tackle where he kind of got a lot of weight on top of him. You wonder if he just can't catch his breath down there. Had the wind knocked out of him, perhaps.
Coach Connor over top of him, talking to him.
A lot of times the football actually kind of gets you in the midsection as well when all that weight gets jammed on top of you.
Yeah, he's going to get up and walk off under his own power, so more than likely just kind of got the wind knocked out of him. And back to the action. 3rd down and 4 upcoming here for the Crusaders. After that good return to start the second half, you'd hate to see him go 3 and out. Szymanski out of the gun, takes it. He'll look to his right. Fires out there into coverage, incomplete. Intended for Myles, well defended that time.
Dejon Banks with the coverage.
So to bring up 4th down and see what the Crusaders want to do here. They haven't moved. It looks like the offense is going to go for this.
That was the first time the Lancers really have been able to apply a pressure on the QB, and he had to hurry that throw just a bit, but an opportunity here on 4th and short.
4th down, we got a flag down. Let's see who it goes against. If it's against the defense, it's an automatic 1st down.
It's going to be a false start.
Now it's going to push the Crusaders back, so that might change their opinion on what they want to do here.
They're looking for that wheel route. David Gatine was a wide receiver. The bottom portion of your screen that went out.
And now they will elect to punt this ball away, so.
As the train rolls in.
With the train in the background, not sure if you can hear it, but. Crusaders will punt. The kick is away, and it's a good one. It's going to take a bounce.
That might have hit a Lancer helmet.
Not sure who it hit, but it definitely changed direction. It looks like a couple of the players are trying to push other players into the ball. Either way, the Lancers will have it, and the ball is going to be placed at the 15-yard line. 10:52 left to go in the third quarter.
So a couple big penalties as well for the Lancers in that first half. It wasn't a clean half of football for them. Backed them up a couple times when they were trying to drive down the field. Their touchdown drive was a short one. They only had to go 28 yards.
First down run goes to Richardson trying the right side. Tough time getting back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Connor Miskovich on that tackle. Defensive line has done a nice job containing Richardson thus far.
Bad snap again.
Yeah, high snap. Just going to have to fall on it. That's a smart move by Stansberry.
It's about the 3rd or 4th snap here tonight that's been bad, and a couple low ones and a couple high ones. And that one's a death blow there as you're backed up down all the way to the 4-yard line. This really limits your play calling abilities on 3rd and long.
Boy, and that could have been disastrous because it looked like he was going to try to grab that ball and just couldn't get a handle on it. Finally just fell on it.
Yeah. And that was a smart play, especially when you're backed up this far.
3rd down and 20 now for the Lancers. Stansberry fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, floating the pass out there to the 10-yard line. Good pursuit defense. Pushes the receiver there, Sam Kunajai, out of bounds. So it'll be 4th down, and now the Crusaders will get the ball back. So maybe a half of football, Brad, of feeling each other out. Now both teams come out and kind of know what to expect, and got a couple of slow possessions starting, and each team now will get a second crack at it.
LCN playing that field position game, punting that football away, backs up the Lancers deep into their own territory, and quick 3 and out, and you'll get the ball. One looks to be perhaps the Lancer side of the 50.
Sometimes just playing that field position is the smart thing to do in this game, and
just don't overthink it, right?
Well, you look at the D1. Oh, and another bad snap. That's going to be a safety out the back of the end zone. Another bad snap, and this one's going to cost the Lancers 2 points, as well as terrible field position now that they're going to have to free kick it on the ensuing kickoff. But what I was going to mention is the field position game, and you look at the state championship in the D1 final last year, finished in a 3-2 score.
Yeah.
Obviously, field position played a big role in that football game.
Yeah, you look at a score like that, you think it was either played in the pouring down rain or maybe it's a snowstorm, but that was played indoors.
It was played at Ford Field. And that was Clarkston winning the championship game over West Bloomfield. How about that Clarkston team, man? They last year winning a D1 state championship in football and boys basketball.
A couple really good players on that basketball team committed and will be playing for Michigan State this winter. That's quite the double up there. Win a basketball championship and a football championship.
Of course, De La Salle, local team in Warren, winning a state championship in D2. Coach Giannone, formerly at Dakota High School, wins a state championship at Dakota and at De La Salle now. So congratulations go out to him, and they're looking to repeat. They got another good team coming back, I would suspect. They always do. So after that safety, they won't free kick it. It'll be from the 20-yard line, though. They'll kick it off the tee. Low liner takes an excellent bounce. Wow, all the way back to the 10-yard line.
Got to pick that up.
Now LCN finally does. And that's Ian White just trying to recover, gets it out over the 15-yard line. But what a kick from the 20-yard line. And LCN's going to start here on the 15.
It took a crazy bounce off that field turf. That didn't work out too poorly for L'Anse Creuse. You gave up the 2 points, but you got LCN backed up now.
Boy, that thing got by the intended receiver there on the kickoff, and just like a rocket started heading back towards the end zone, and Ian White had to rush back just to try to save that thing. First down now for the Crusaders. Myles takes the handoff, trying the left side, cutting back in. Once again, pushes himself forward.
And that spin move at the 20 allowed him to pick up 2 or 3 extra yards. He is not going down at first contact. He is a hard runner, very shifty. We talked about some of the cutbacks he's made and just refuses to go down.
2nd down and 2 after an 8-yard gain. They'll give him the ball right back up the middle, trying to pick up a first down. Lancers, though, holding strong. They're not going to give it to him. And they'll bring up 3rd down and short. No, they did give it to him. Just got it.
Wow.
It looked up here, eyeball test, didn't look like he got it, but the chains are moving, and LCN does have the first down. Szymanski out of the gun now. Hands it off to Myles, looking to the left side. He's going to be drugged down.
Dangerous looking tackle.
Yeah, close to a horse collar tackle, but he had the lower part of the jersey, and that's what he was tugging on.
We've talked about the struggles LCN has had defensively, and it was just the fact that their defense was on the field so much last season. The amount of 3-and-outs and turnovers they have. This is a unit right now offensively that stayed on this football field and really given this defense a break, and that's why they've only given up 7 points in this game.
Szymanski's got his man over the middle. David Gatine.
Look out.
Lots of running room in the Lancer territory. Tripped up near the 30, but a big gain for the Crusaders. Boy, that space in the middle of the field has been there on occasion here tonight, and that time Szymanski found Gatine for a big gain. Ball placed at the 35, or excuse me, the 33. 1st and 10 now.
43-yard play.
They hand the ball off inside now. And that time it's Gatine running the ball, or excuse me, that's number 35. Jason Page. First carry for him here tonight. Junior running back getting his first opportunity. He's going to take another handoff. Little wiry running back, cuts left near the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it.
Often lull a defense to sleep and force them to put extra bodies in the box to stop you from running the football, and it opens up the middle of the field. LCN really taking advantage of that here tonight with those quick slants, some of those screens. I think it's been really a well-called game. There's another little slip screen.
Yeah, but 3rd down and 1, they elect to throw the ball. Incomplete. This is going to be 4-down territory. Coach Kiner wanted to go for it the last time down on this side of the field, and that was on a 4th and 4. Now you got to look at this here, 4th and 1.
Yeah, you'd be looking at a 40-yard field goal. This is a no-brainer. You just line up and
they got
push the pile.
They got Myles in the backfield. They can do a lot of things here. They could run another one of those little short slant routes or hand the ball to Myles here. Szymanski hands it off. Myles right up the gut. They're pushing from behind. It looks like he's got enough.
Yeah, his forward momentum carried him up to the 22 for sure.
So that'll be a first down for the Crusaders.
Move those chains.
.6:17 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Good ball game. Crusaders would love to push this lead even further. Szymanski sets himself to pass. He has a complete out over the middle. Xavier Smith, number 11, with the catch. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 1, just short of the first down. Handoff up the middle. Myles is going to have the first down inside the 10-yard line. So the chains can drop, and it looks like it's going to be 1st and goal.
What a difference this offense is. Remember last year we called a lot of LCN games, and there's long developing routes and wide receivers going 15, 20, 25 yards downfield and trying to use Blake Daniels' arm strength, but just these quick slants, these dumps offs, these screens.
Szymanski thought about running the ball, then floats one to Myles just off his fingertips, and a little indecisive that time. Szymanski saw a little hole, wanted to run through it, and then when it collapsed, just kind of flipped one out there, and it was incomplete, so it brings up 2nd down and goal.
With those long developing plays last year, you saw the breakdowns along the offensive line. Blake Daniels oftentimes running for his life, and you don't have to hold these blocks quite as long with some of these short pass plays.
Myles run up the middle to the 5. to bring up 3rd down and goal. Looks like we have a Lancer player down. Nope, he's Sam Kunajai's played almost every down here. He's got to be winded. And now what do we got? Official blew the whistle. Looks like just a late substitution is all.
So the injured player off the field.
3rd down and 5 now. 3rd down and goal, rather. Szymanski hands it off. Myles looking end zone to the goal line. Just short. And decision time now for the Crusaders. As it's going to be 4th and goal from the 1. I would assume they just go for it here.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. Especially with Myles in the backfield. 3 feet to gain. You might as well go for it.
Even if you don't get it here, you're going to give the Lancers terrible field position.
Yep, force them to go 99 yards. This is a no doubt about it.
Szymanski hands it off, looking for the inside. Myles reaches out, gets in anyway. Touchdown, Crusaders. Michael Myles just wanted to make sure, reached out. It was dangerous, but once that ball crosses the goal line, it doesn't matter. He got in. Well, he deserved that touchdown after grinding that possession out on the ground. So the Crusaders take a 24-7 lead. Extra point upcoming here. And now we got a false start, so going to move back just a little bit.
I've already missed.
No, it's going to go against the defense. So
I've already missed the point after touchdown tonight.
Yeah, but that safety almost makes up for that. You get the 2 points back on that one. But you could, 2-point conversion could be an option here now.
Yeah, with the ball on the 1 yard line, why not? You just gained that 1 yard the previous play, but they'll decline the penalty.
Yeah, they decline the penalty, and they'll just kick the extra point.
And kickers are funny. You don't want to move them up.
The extra point is up, and it is good. So L'Anse Creuse North on opening night here on the 2008 season lead at 25-7 over L'Anse Creuse. And now the Lancers are looking at an uphill battle, Brad, with 4:12 left to go in the third to try to get back into this football game.
14 plays, takes off 4 minutes and 39 seconds off the clock, and it's capped off by the Michael Myles TD run of 1 yard. And what can we say, man? This LCN offense really looks like a solid group here tonight on opening night, and exactly what Coach Kinner wanted to see.
There's also an element, too, in opening night. A lot of times, you know, you look at it and maybe on paper you say, okay, you know, we're going to run our bread and butters, and maybe if that is good enough to get it done, we don't have to open up that playbook too much.
Yeah, put a bunch of stuff on film.
They could be saving some stuff for Warren Mott next week. And a lot of times that's the way coaches think is, listen, if we're good enough to run the football and, you know, dink and dunk down the field, you know, coaches plan for that anyway. We're not going to show them maybe some of the stuff that we might pull out of our bag of tricks next week, because that's going to be a tough football game, first game in the Mac White season for L'Anse Creuse North.
Really, I mean, why overcomplicate things? Keep things really simple for your junior play caller there at the quarterback position. And he's done a terrific job through nearly 3/4 of play. So they'll take that penalty.
Assess it now.
They'll assess it now. And
45-yard line is where LCN will kick this thing from. Minchella try to pin him back as far as he can. And now we got a false start, so they're just going to give that penalty yardage right back. It seemed like Minchella was slow getting up to that ball, kicking it away. Seemed like the gunners on the outside just took off, and that's what caused the offside. So those are like the things, as we've mentioned, in game one, you kind of got to work that stuff out. You don't want that stuff happening when you go up against your league opponents or, maybe even some of your tougher opponents you're playing up against, like your Eisenhowers and your Dakotas later in the year. You got to be almost perfect in those ball games if you're going to want to come away with a win. Short little kick now, taken, fair caught, and now a flag as they run into him. You can't do that, and that's
unnecessary roughness.
Unwise penalty right there. That's number 88, Tyler Leroy, just couldn't hold up, but he wanted to hit somebody, and unfortunately when they rule it dead and the guy waves for a fair catch, you can't do it. So that's going to move the Lancers up closer to midfield.
A bit of a slow build over at L'Anse Creuse for second-year head coach Nick Morogi, and really it's a program, a football program that needs a little bit of a jolt of energy, and really have had their struggles. They haven't made the playoffs, Jason, since 2003. That year they went 5-4, and or check that 6-3 in the regular season. Lost their playoff game, and talking the last 5 seasons, they've gone 1-8, 0-9, 1-8. 1-8 and 1-8.
Well, we saw that culture for a lot of years here at L'Anse Creuse North, and Coach Kiner came in and turned this program around, so I'm sure the Lancers are going to be looking to do something like that as well. Richardson tries to run the ball on first down, push backwards. I'm sure L'Anse Creuse would love to come back up to at least the blue division, maybe even contend one day to get back to the white, and be one of those teams that is talked about as being a power from Harrison Township. 2nd down and 9 now here for the Lancers. They run a man in motion. Another high snap. Pass out to the right side, complete. A little bit of running room there. That's number 10 on the catch, Marseille Joseph. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. Obviously, their center is going to be doing some work in practice this week. Bunch of high snaps throughout this game.
And they operate mainly out of that shotgun, so you wouldn't think it'd be that difficult. Oftentimes when he's under center, you would often see the bad snaps.
Richardson trying to find the right side, dragged down. Beautiful tackle right there by number 56. Again, don't have his name on the roster, and the PA announcer doesn't even have his name on the roster, so good job by number 56. We'll leave it at that. That's a first down saving tackle right there, and it's 4th down. They will go for it here, L'Anse Creuse will.
And down 18, you have to. In LCN territory, this is a little bit of a make or break play, a do or die situation for them if they want to get themselves back in this football game.
A low snap this time. They'll pass it out to the left side. Richardson.
Good block.
Yeah, got some steam, and boy, he put a shot on the defender.
Like to see that, your wide receivers blocking downfield. It was a really nice job there by number 24, Sam Kunai-Jai.
First down and 10 now is a big conversion. They hand it off inside. Richardson trying to spin away. Good pursuit to the ball by a bunch of black jerseys. Gain of maybe a yard on that run, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. This is almost a must-score drive right now here for the Lancers, wouldn't you say, Brad?
Yeah, especially down 18 points in the way that LCN has been able to score in this game and really wear a lot of time off the clock with that well-established ground game. Pressure right up the middle defensively, airing it out. Got a wide receiver out there.
Great defensive play right there by number 17, Thomas Monte. Step for step with the receiver, and yeah, you're right, he had a man out there, had a step momentarily, but good closing defense right there by Monte. And that's a touchdown-saving knockaway right there.
Now Lancers got a player down, but Monte put it in to a second gear to catch up to the wide receiver there and deflected that pass. Touchdown-saving deflection.
And Kunajai, the player, once again slow to get up and cramping up.
Oh, you can see it right there.
As soon as the trainer stretched his foot out, he kind of fell backwards in pain.
It is a pretty warm night.
Just got to stay hydrated and got to continue to stay stretched on that sideline. But he's also played almost every down on offense and defense, so he's a two-way player. And eventually they may have to look at just kind of giving him a breather. And now he's going to get up and jog off. So
and probably going to go over there and get on a stationary bike perhaps and just try to work that out. And he's going to go right down.
Continue to stretch out that right leg. 3rd down and 9 coming for the Lancers. A minute left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Got to be looking 4-down territory the rest of this drive, so really they'd love to just pick up a majority of this yardage, set themselves up for one more play. If they can't pick up the 1st down, they'll throw the ball. Looking out to the left side, pass complete to number 10, Marseille Joseph. Fumble, loose ball, LCN's got it. A big turnover, and just when L'Anse Creuse looks to get some positive yardage, they come away with a takeaway.
And Marseille Joseph was the wide receiver that hauled that pass in, and he was fighting for the sticks, Jason. He was trying to keep that possession alive by getting that 1st down, and then has the ball stripped out of his hands by Jacob Levy, the junior defensive back.
You can see that Levy excited on the sidelines. That's a big takeaway right there. L'Anse Creuse was driving, and if they put points on that board, the 4th quarter could get real interesting, and now LCN has an opportunity to come right back and add more. Really kind of put another nail in the coffin here to the Lancers' chances of winning this game. They'll pass on 1st down. Got a man out there. Off the fingertips, incomplete. Number 8, Ian White, slow to get up that time. Oh, he had him open, just a little bit of a high pass. Well, they were trying to go for it right there, coming off of a turnover.
Szymanski getting a little excited, seeing that wide receiver open right down the middle of the field. If he's able to hit him in stride, that's 6 points. Szymanski really solid in his debut here as the signal caller for the Crusaders.
2nd down and 10, and now we're going to
flinch up front.
False start, so now it's going to bring up 2nd down and 15. And I'm not sure, Brad, do they, the school district, do they play for some sort of trophy, do you know of, or some sort of reward when your school district rival are playing against each other?
Well, they're going to have bragging rights for 365 days, I know that. But not sure if this is a rivalry game that has a name or a trophy. There's no little brown jug. I didn't see one on the sidelines, at least.
10-yard run there by Sam Bodley. Nice yardage on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd and short.
I'm a Grand Valley grad, and Fair State's one of our rivals. We used to play for the Anchor Bone Trophy, Bulldogs and Lakers. Lancers and Crusaders, maybe there's some sort of battle axe or something down there.
On 3rd down and 5, Szymanski looking for the sticks, takes contact, falls forward. Let's see where they spot it. What a job by Szymanski right there as he just threw his shoulder looking for the 1st down marker, and it looks like they're going to mark him just short. And this is going to be an interesting call if he's just short of the 1st down. And they're going to bring the punt team on, it looks like.
We mentioned series now in its 44th game, as that will do it for the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say they're going to have time to talk about it here and decide what they want to do. End of the 3rd quarter. L'Anse Creuse North leads at 25-7. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few moments for the start of the 4th. Don't go away.
told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back here on MTGA Channel 5. Start of the fourth quarter here between LCN and L'Anse Creuse. 25-7 our score. Crusader has it. The Crusaders have it, rather. 4th and 1, ready to punt this ball away. And I think that's the right call, Brad. You and I both talked about it before we came back, and that would be gutsy to try to go for it, but they're going to play the field position game here.
As enticing as it would be to go for it and perhaps put that final nail in the coffin and just kick the ball away, and as it shakes out, it really wasn't that much of a difference.
Sam Kunajai, his calf muscle must be feeling okay now after that hurdle on that return. He was the one that was injured with cramps there late at the end of the third quarter.
Comes a net punt of about 24 yards.
Yeah, better than nothing. That would have, Crusaders at least got out of their own territory. So the Lancers start from the 32, 1st and 10. And a sophomore quarterback, Isaiah Stansberry, trying to get the Lancers back into this ball game.
Really use a quick strike here. 4 wide receivers set, 1 setback.
Got a player in motion. They throw to Richardson behind him, incomplete, and he might have had a little bit of running room. Of course, with that big frame, could have plowed forward for some extra yardage.
Yeah.
But the ball was thrown behind him. He had to slow up and reach behind.
Tried to get one of those big mitts out there to make the one-handed grab, and just unable to haul that one in. He had some open space in front of him. You never know if he's able to turn that edge. He could turn that into a big positive gainer, but L'Anse Creuse unable to take any shots really deep downfield. Credit that pass rush. It's been good. They've really kind of sent the pressure from the outside. The outside linebackers have been really good for the Crusaders this evening. Bringing the pressure from the outside once again. They're going to come in. Nearly came away with a sack.
Good step up that time by Stansberry. He's going to have the first down. Boy, you're right. He was elusive and a late flag.
Late hit.
Stansberry slow to get up, and I think that's what it was a late hit coming in on him.
Bringing all that pressure from the quarterback's blind side, and
he just took a couple steps up and avoided it, and he saw daylight right in the middle of the field because of it. Officials call, personal foul.
Ooh, it's going to go against the Lancer.
Offsetting. Offsetting penalties, so it'll be a first down. It was after the play of the 2 fouls, so they'll give them the result of the play. Ball's going to be placed at the 45. And now we're going to get a timeout. Coach Kiner out on the middle of the field to talk to his group.
Talked a little bit about the upcoming schedule for LCN, and they have that Warren Mott game coming up, and then they go on the road to face Grosse Pointe North before coming home for a game against Utica Ford. And then 2 back-to-back tough road games against Cousino in that crossover game with the Mac Red on the road against Utica Eisenhower. 2 crossover games against the Mac Red, both on the road against Eisenhower and Dakota. It doesn't get much more difficult than that, does it?
Yeah, and we talked about their schedule in our preview show, and you could see on MTGA. And, L'Anse Creuse North, I feel they got to get it done going into that final game. You don't want to rely on having to get a win on the road at Dakota, because Dakota might be looking at that game as trying to get their 6th win if they stumble this year. So that's going to be a big ball game. First down and 10 now for the Lancers coming out of the timeout. They'll pass the ball. We got a flag down. Might be a hold against the Lancers. We'll have to wait and see, but incomplete on the pass. The official does indicate it's going to go against the Lancers. Yeah, this is not what you need if you're L'Anse Creuse and you're trying to put a drive together to get back in this ball game. You need points, and you need points quick here in the fourth quarter.
LCN's going to have to win a lot of games in league play to get to that magic number of 6. Another procedural penalty.
Things falling apart right now. Let's see if this is once again against the Lancers.
This is an LCN team we're going to see a lot of here on Channel 5.
We got a game against Utica Ford. We'll see that one on September 14th. And then later in the year, Utica on October 12th.
They better be primed to win that 6th game against Utica, because it's not going to be easy in Week 9 against Dakota on the road. Dakota offense last year that put up staggering offensive numbers.
We'll see Dakota this year on their homecoming night. They obviously are looking to compete in that tough MAC Red. First down and 19 after the penalties. Little screen pass out there in the flat. Number 18 on the catch. And there's a surprise, Brad. We don't have an 18 on our roster. Have you heard that? Have you heard that tonight?
Well, that was Stansberry's old number. Stansberry, the quarterback, now wearing number 17. So he traded off with one of his skill position players.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it was a pickup there of about 6 yards. So it's 2nd down and 12. A short pass on a little slant right there, caught by Julian Smith.
Gets him back to the original line of scrimmage.
It kind of looked like Golden Tate there, the way he caught the ball and kind of juked there, trying to make something happen after the catch, but just dove forward. You're right, back to the original line. So to bring up 3rd down and 9 is what they mark it. Really, it's 3rd down and 10.
Stansberry all the way over to that sideline to get the play call. Long run back into the huddle.
He'll set himself to throw. Pressure coming.
Boy.
Fires out there short. Incomplete.
Yeah, throwing off that back foot. No chance.
They rushed him. And yeah, you're right. He didn't have a prayer on that one. Brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to go for it. 10 minutes even on the clock. Down 25-7. No, they're not. They're going to actually bring out the kicking team. Yeah, this is the time of the ball game right here with LCN having that lead. They can slow it down with that running game and maybe kill some of that clock and get out of here with a win.
And we'll match their win total from a year ago. They beat this L'Anse Creuse team for their only victory last year. A little miscommunication back there.
Now looking to make something happen. That's number 11, Xavier Smith, just takes it out of bounds near the 25-yard line. See where they mark it close to the 30. No, it's going to be at the 26-yard line is where they'll start.
For L'Anse Creuse, we mentioned playing out of the MAC Gold this season. The MAC Gold consisting of teams like Warren Woods Tower, Lakeshore, Fitzgerald, another team out of Warren, East Detroit, and Sterling Heights.
First down and 10 from the 26-yard line. You got to expect they're going to run the ball here. And then right when I say that, they pass over the middle, incomplete. And boy, David Gatine had that ball right in his arms and couldn't haul it in. He had a big gain right there looking at the middle of the field. He just couldn't hold on to it.
And wide open once again in that slot position. And
that's LCN showing us once again, hey, just when you think we can run the ball, maybe slow things down and kill the clock, nope, we're going to throw the ball. Now just like that, they stop the clock with an incomplete pass. So brings up 2nd down and 10. They'll throw it on 2nd down. And that one's incomplete. That could be a lateral.
And wasn't blown dead. Now finally blown dead. And
oh, that's a good, smart heads-up play by Ian White to jump on it.
Yeah, L'Anse Creuse player, the player closest to that football.
Ian White's not getting up either.
I think he took a little bit of a shot after the play.
Holding his knee. Cramps again. They're stretching out. He's obviously cramping up. Yeah, Bobby Boucher down there on the sideline needs to do a better job getting some water to these players. They got a lot of these kids cramping up now here late in the football game.
First water boy reference of the year.
And we don't have the water boy on our roster either, so I can't even call him out by name.
Let's see if I can work on maybe getting us an update in that Eisenhower Oak Park game.
LCN, obviously they feel that this game is far from over. They see something on the defensive side and wanted to throw the football, but they might have been a lot wiser just to run the ball in the first 2 downs. They probably would have killed at least another minute and a half off the clock with 2 runs to start this possession. But instead, now they're looking at 3rd and 18, and they're fortunate that time that Ian White jumped on that football because L'Anse Creuse could have picked it up and ran the other way.
Wow, a little bit of a shocker here. Oak Park comes out victors over Eisenhower, 31-13.
Wow.
So Oak Park pitches the shutout in the second half.
That pass incomplete. Well, L'Anse Creuse North, we got a flag down in the backfield. It's 4th and 18. And a flag down. We were waiting to see. There's the official's call. Now the LCN will punt it away, but once Brad, 3 incomplete passes, they took exactly 33 seconds off the clock with that possession.
Unpredictability of the coaching staff here at LCN. You would think 3 straight runs up the middle. Michael Myles, and
they've had success running the football tonight. It's a little shocking that at least one of those plays in that possession wasn't a run to try to get them some positive yardage, but 3 incomplete passes, and now they're punting the ball away, and fortunately they're able to get this one away. It's going to be at midfield. Fair catch not called for that time, and a nice stiff arm by Kunajai. He brings it back down all the way to the 25, and we got a flag down.
Perhaps a helmet-on-helmet hit.
So just like that, like I said, that could be a swing of this game, as now L'Anse Creuse has an opportunity to put points up on the board. LCN was unable to take some clock off. Got a hands to the face, though, against L'Anse Creuse, so that's going to benefit the Crusaders. And they're walking this one all the way towards midfield. Ball placed at the 44-yard line. So what would have been excellent field position for the Lancers now, because of that penalty, moves them back towards midfield. Still got the ball here, 8:40 left to go. They got to try to find a way to get some points here. Out of the gun, they turn, fake the handoff, roll out to the right side. Pass out there incomplete as the receiver came in and it was overthrown.
Good coverage downfield. Nowhere to put that football.
Good patience by Stansberry, but you're right, the coverage was great. He couldn't find anybody open. Second down and 10 now for L'Anse Creuse. A lot of people refer to L'Anse Creuse as Central. If you got a Central and a North, where's L'Anse Creuse South? Pass over the middle, complete ball. Looks like it came out there, but momentarily. But a nice tackle once again by number 56. He's played an excellent ball game here tonight. And do have another player down. You've had some injuries tonight, but nothing serious. Everything, knock on wood, that of course.
Everything appears to have been cramps. You oftentimes worry when these linemen get injured, somebody maybe rolled up on them. You worry about knees. That's what they're holding on to, it appears, trying to manipulate the knee.
It doesn't seem like cramps. He's in a little bit of pain. Now they're going to have to help him off. You can hear Kiner calling for a couple of guys to help carry him off. That's not a good sign. Yeah, he's not able to put any pressure on that leg. So LCN, maybe without one of their linemen, still trying to make out the jersey here as it's been bunched up since number 99. That's Tony Green, senior defensive lineman, one of the leaders on that defensive line, and unable to put any pressure on that leg coming off the field. But 3rd down and 11 now here for L'Anse Creuse. 8 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in the ball game. Pressure coming from behind. He flips one, and Richardson just ducked, went over his head.
Now Richardson went out in motion there, and you figured he was the primary target on that pass play, and not sure why he ducked to get out of the way of the football. I mean, your primary goal at that point is to catch it.
His body language, he popped up and looked back like, why were you throwing it to me? It seemed like there was definitely some miscommunication.
He still got his hands out in disbelief. Now you got to go for it here on 4th and 11.
Well, they've converted on some long 4th down plays in this ball game.
At the chuck it up variety.
Ball on the 46-yard line. Out of the gun.
Richardson in motion again.
Now another false start.
Self-inflicted wounds here tonight. Kind of figure that's going to happen in week 1. Just better not happen next week, right?
Yeah, you got to clean up all the errors, whether you win or lose in week 1. And we said it, a lot of times you see errors in week 1. More than usual. So now they're back in their own territory, 4th and 16. LCN with 3 safeties back. Corner playing off the ball by about 15 yards. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Kunajai. That'll be a turnover on downs, and LCN will take over with 7:54. And now, Brad, I'm going to call for 3 straight passes, and let's see what they do, because that's what they did last time. Not sure if they're going to want to run the football and just kind of get out of here, or if they're going to try to put some more points on the board.
And bold prediction there.
Well, I called for them on the last possession to run the football, and they came out throwing the ball 3 straight times.
So you're going with the reverse psychology approach, huh?
They're going to throw it 3 straight times here, aren't they? They hand the ball off inside. Short little run up the middle. Jason Page with the carry. That's smart, though. I mean, at this point of the game, you're up 25-7. You just want to hold on to the football. You don't want to risk anything big.
Don't want to turn the ball over.
Knock about 2 to 3 minutes off the clock. Well, they're going to throw here. Szymanski going to hold it, though, run it.
He's going to get out of bounds.
He's going to get out of bounds, which doesn't help because it stops the clock.
Well,
picked up a couple yards.
Clearly sticking with the game plan here and haven't deviated from it much. It's worked. It's an offense that's really had it going seemingly all evening long. Not so much in the second half. 3 of the 4 possessions in the second half have resulted in punts. The other was that touchdown.
They hand the ball to Page inside, lowers his head close to the 40-yard line, but he's going to be short of the first down. It'll bring up 4th and short. At this point of the field, do you think they just kind of lower their head again and go for it? Or?
Yep, going to keep the offense out there.
I think you're not going to risk a bad snap and maybe giving them good field position.
Yeah, blocked punt with big return.
You're just already in the situation right now. If you don't pick this up, L'Anse Creuse is basically at the same position
L'Anse
they were.
Creuse, I think, has too many players on the field.
It's not called, and Page is still able to get the first down and run it up to the 30-yard line. So if they did have too many men on the field, it didn't matter. Officials are talking about it behind the play. The flag is down on the far side.
Ryan Corrett trying to get off the field there.
They'll decline the penalty, of course, because that was a nice run by Page. Jason Page remains in at running back. First down and 10 now. Ball placed at the 30-yard line. Szymanski looks out to his right. Pass incomplete. They rule it down. I was going to say, you're waiting for that whistle. It was not caught. Boy.
Dejan Banks separated the wide receiver from the football there with a big jarring hit. We've had some big hits here tonight.
Well, you know what, Brad, and I got to say, that's the risk also. You're worried about turnovers.
And injuries.
But you're worried about injuries. And at that point, you just run the football here and wind the clock down. But instead, you put your receiver out there. He took a big shot and risking injury now maybe for, a guy feature in the upcoming rest of the year. Can't see the number, but a couple of the receivers tonight, Manchella. Guizdala also a receiver for them. And that's number 15, so that is David Gatine. He's up walking off. And
good sign there.
So it brings up 2nd down and 10.
You've had success running the football here tonight as well. I mean, this offensive line's really gotten after it tonight. Really opened up some really nice running lanes. I've been impressed by the line play tonight.
Szymanski pass complete. Want to stay in bounds here, and they do. The pass was complete there to number 11, Xavion Smith. Did a nice job. He could have very easily ran out of bounds there, but he kind of just sat down right on the end line. Allowed the clock to tick, and we're approaching 6 minutes remaining in this ball game. Szymanski back to throw. Looking out there for Xavier once again, incomplete. Just couldn't get any separation that time from the defender. Clock stops at 5:50, brings up 4th down.
LCN once again going to keep the offensive unit out on the field.
At this point, the field position can't get much better, even if you don't capitalize on this 4th down play. L'Anse Creuse is going to start from the 32-yard line. And now we got a false start. So the ball's going to be placed at the 36-yard line now. 4th and 16 now for LCN, and of course, they're not afraid to throw it at this point of the ball game, Brad. He's got
4 wide receivers.
4 wide, 2 split each direction. Now
send another man out in motion.
Page out in the flat, pass over the middle, nearly intercepted. Number 4, Jason Longstreet, stepped in front of that one.
In and out of Longstreet's hands, and that could have been a big potential pick 6 play, the way Longstreet was catching that in stride.
That's a turnover nonetheless, turnover on down, so L'Anse Creuse will have it, first down and 10. 5:43 left to go in the ball game, and LCN more than likely just going to kind of play safety defense here, and L'Anse Creuse, we'll see what they kind of come up with in this drive.
First half moved along well. We've hit a little bit of a stumble block here in the second half.
Second half a lot longer for sure. Pass out in the flats. Richardson, a nice one-handed catch. Got some running room close to the first down. We'll see where they mark it, but a nice catch out of the backfield by Will Richardson. He's played a nice ball game for them tonight.
Yeah, a little wheel route's been available to them quite a bit here, and they've run that play a lot, and Richardson unable to make a couple of those one-handed grabs. Nice job securing that football. And Crusaders want a timeout.
LCN will call the TO. Make sure they're all on the same page. They don't want to give up any big plays here. I think that's what Coach Conner is going to be talking about, is nothing over the top. Keep them in front of you. More importantly, keep them in bounds.
I mentioned right before the end of the third quarter that it's the 44th meeting all time between the two schools. LCN with the 28-15 advantage. 6 in a row, looking to make it 7 in a row here tonight. You like these big rivalry games in week 1?
I don't mind them for sure. It's fun to play against your rivals, and I'm a little disappointed this year that, like I said, mentioned earlier in the game, that Anchor Bay is not on the schedule for L'Anse Creuse North. That's another one of their peer rivals. They like playing Anchor Bay, but them jumping up to the red, they just got kicked off the schedule. They didn't have that crossover, so maybe in the upcoming years you'll see that. 2nd down and 2 now. Pass out there behind the intended receiver, nearly intercepted. Hunter Shorkey almost came down with the pick there.
Nice job by this LCN student section to pack the stands. It's hard to get organized when you're not in school, isn't it? I guess social media kind of makes things a little bit easier nowadays.
I would think so. You can plan things easier, but you're right. 2 weeks before school's even in session, they're gonna be in week 3 when these kids start school.
Yeah. Official law in the state of Michigan, you can't start school until after Labor Day.
Richardson with a big run. He's got the sideline, still trucking down there. That's that big play that the Crusaders wanted to avoid. Just like that now, Lancers in business. Ball placed at the 25-yard line. Red zone opportunity here for L'Anse Creuse. 1st down and 10.
Thanksgiving's early this year as well. It's going to be November 22nd, so that's why you had to bump up the schedules that much earlier. To make sure you still played all your state title games on Thanksgiving weekend.
Got a flag down and a bobbled catch right there by Richardson. Now he bumbles forward.
He's a workhorse.
He's kind of Mr. Do Everything for them, and a nice catch, but there's a flag down. Let's see what it is. It is against L'Anse Creuse. Is that an illegal motion? Is that what that is? Either way, it's 1st down, a repeat of 1st down and 15 now. Excuse me, no, they're changing the scoreboard here. No, the sticks still say 1st down. 1st down and 15. Out of the gun, another bad snap, mishandled. Ball loose. Stansbury just has to fall on it once again. Another big loss. They're moving the wrong direction here.
Now we know one thing the Lancers are going to be working on in practice next week.
2nd down and 26. They need to get all the way down to the 15-yard line for a first down. Under 4 minutes remaining in this ball game. Once again, a little screen pass to Richardson. Another flag down. Goodness gracious.
That's been the safety valve tonight. Will Richardson, give him an ice bath when he gets back to L'Anse Creuse tonight. He's going to need it.
However, let's see what the flag is. It's going to go against L'Anse Creuse North, so now a lot of this yardage coming back the other direction. Now this might be a lot of fatigue now at this point of the game. These guys, even though they've been practicing a long time, you know, it takes a toll playing in these games, and the first one especially. Out of the gun, Stansberry looking to pass. He's going to be sacked. Taken down at the 30-yard line. Number 52 in on that tackle, Jeremiah Wilburn. Myles in on that sack as well.
And defensively, LCN has not made it easy for the Lancers. At front 4, front 3, they've switched up the looks periodically. Defensive line's been really solid. I think the linebacking core has been really good in their pursuit. Containment on the outside. The secondaries have come up to help out as well.
We got another timeout here, this one from L'Anse Creuse. So first half, like you mentioned, Brad, was just cruising along, and I think that happens when you see a lot more of those running plays, and they've gone a lot. Both teams have gone more to the pass the second half, and a lot of incompletions has led to the stoppage of the clock.
This game has never really been in doubt here in the second half, especially after that safety, very first possession of the game for L'Anse Creuse, and LCN took it 84 yards on the very next possession after that free kick. That 9-point swing has really opened up this football game.
2nd down and 13 now here for the Lancers. Ball placed on the 30-yard line. Out of the gun, Stansberry looks to his left, looking out there once again, incomplete. That one intended for Richardson. Richardson's exhausted, you could just see.
And he's got his hands on his hips right now. I'm surprised he's not bent over.
He's a bigger boy. He's carrying some more weight than most of the guys on the field, and you could tell the workload that he's had tonight. He's tired. Luckily, he doesn't have school in the morning. He can sleep in.
You got him lined up in the slot now.
Trying to come up with anything here. 3rd down and 13. And now another flag. Goodness gracious.
This one's come off the rails, so to speak.
Coming up on 3 minutes to play in the game. This last minute off the clock has taken 20. 3rd and 18 now. Out of the gun, Stansberry steps up now, trying to evade the defense. Takes a shot down at the 34-yard line. Jeremiah Wilburn just laid a shot on Stansberry. Number 52.
It'll be interesting to see how the Mac White plays out with LCN. You would think more than likely they would be kind of in the mix. You and I think both predict Warren Mott will probably be the leaders in the clubhouse come the end of October. The 2 Grosse Pointe schools in there as well. Should provide some really good competition.
Stansberry takes a shot, nearly picked off, just put it out there for his receiver, intended for Marseille Joseph. He got hit right as he threw that ball, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. LCN now has the ball. Brad, 2:13 left to go, and I'd be shocked now if they throw the ball here.
The other two teams in the MAC white will be the Utica Chieftains and the Ford Falcons.
Well, you know, once again, 5 wins can get you in on strength of schedule in the MHSA playoffs. So look out here, big run up the middle, still going. Sam Bodley makes a cutback inside the 30, inside the 20, still chugging away down to the 12-yard line. And that right there is the exclamation point on this ball game. He just found a little seam up the middle and just kept going, and then made some nice cutbacks on his way to a huge gain.
And refused to be brought down. A nice little cutback move along the near sidelines here. Maybe, just maybe he was going to be able to take that one in.
I think they're going to give the ball right back to him.
You got to feed him now, don't you? Try to get him into the end zone.
You almost anticipate this. Yeah, if you're L'Anse Creuse, you know who this ball's going to. And sure enough, they hand it to him up the middle. Got a seam down to the 3-yard line. Well, technically they can get, the sticks are still up. Technically they can get a first down if they get down to the goal line.
Yeah, without scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, without scoring a touchdown. But quarterback keeper, Szymanski, takes a shot, spun down. He may have the first down, but he didn't get in the end zone. Well, you don't want your quarterback taking too many shots like that in the later minutes of a game.
No. Guarantee you this ball is going to Bodley.
Looking to cap this thing off, perhaps.
Get an extra big body in there. Maybe the fullback position. Give him that extra blocker. They'll bring in a tight end. That's good.
Bodley up the middle, up ahead, touchdown Crusaders. Ball came loose, but that doesn't matter. The officials ruled he got in. So a nice drive there and capped off. Sam Bodley, the workhorse there after the one big play. Gave him the ball a few more times, and he punches it in the end zone. LCN with a 31-7 lead now here with 36 seconds to go.
And this is exactly what the doctor ordered after a very difficult season a year ago. LCN's going to get off on the right foot as that one clanks off the upright. No good.
Well, they've had one blocked and now a miss, so that's 2 points on extra points missed out, but they did get a safety in this game, so that made up for it perhaps. But you're right, Brad. It's a good start to the season. Obviously, you don't want to say anything about L'Anse Creuse and the competition. Again, looking at it from a MAC white to a MAC gold team, these two teams are very competitive against one another. And to come away with a win like this, it's a good start. But L'Anse Creuse North now is going to have to focus all week long on stopping a tough Marauder team in week 2.
Yeah, Warren Mott, as we mentioned, comes away with a 35-12 victory. As there's another Lancer player injured, and looking at the lower leg once again. But Marauders 35-12 winners over Ann Arbor Skyline. Obviously, that is a huge game for LCN. It's first week of MAC white play, and arguably maybe the favorites within your league. That's a tough way to open up. But it is a home game for LCN. So Mott will be coming in. Mott making that trip over to Ann Arbor, playing in the big house. You wonder what it'll be like for them to play back-to-back road games.
And once again, before school starts, so
sure,
we don't know what kind of crowd you're going to see here, even in week 2. And
Mott, that seasoned squad that's gotten that competition in the MAC red. They've held their own, came away with a victory over Dakota. Tom Milanoff seemingly been there forever, and Warren Mott, the head coach.
Simon Ogilvie being helped off the field, and once again, he's not putting any pressure on his right leg. So you wonder if these are severe cramps that these guys are facing now here late in the game, or if you hope that's all it is, and hopefully he can kind of stretch that thing out and be okay. But we've seen 2 players, one for each school, As we saw Tony Green, a big senior defensive lineman for L'Anse Creuse North, helped off the field as well. So 36 seconds remaining. LCN will just kick this down the field and look to get off on a winning note here.
Yeah. If you're a L'Anse Creuse fan, next week playing a home game against Madison Heights Lamphere. Back-to-back home games. They'll also have Warrenwoods Tower at home.
Number 15 running the ball right now, Sam Shaw. Went from one side of the field to the other. 26 seconds remaining. Brad, we'll just go ahead and get your thoughts on tonight's game right now while this thing comes to a close.
I was going to be interested to see what this LCN offense was like without the quarterback play of Blake Daniels, who's obviously moved on to graduation, and really a balanced attack. Coach Kinner told you in our preview show that it was going to be a balanced attack. They were going to make that commitment to running the football, and I wasn't sure if I believed them, but the proof was in the pudding, so to speak, here tonight. A balanced attack. In that first half, we mentioned 16 runs to 16 passes. They have some really good talent in the backfield and some really good quarterback play as well. They really kind of simplified the playbook, I think, for Szymanski here tonight, but he got the job done. Made some real nice on-the-spot passes, right on the numbers. His wide receivers bailed him out a few times. Anytime you can put 31 points on the scoreboard, you're doing a good job. Also give this defense credit. They only gave up 7 points and not a lot of yards.
Quarterback keeper that time, as we got a new quarterback, Spencer Ashman will get a snap. Clock continues to run. He did not get out of bounds, and I believe they're just going to line this thing up now. Now they're going to run one more play. They're going to try to get one more play in here. 2 seconds remaining. One, they snap it, hand it off inside, taken down, and that's the way the ball game comes to a close. L'Anse Creuse North on their home field to kick off the season with a nice 31-7 win over L'Anse Creuse. Nice start to the season. Looking forward to a lot of big games coming up here at Macomb Township Government Access. Brad, is we got a couple more with L'Anse Creuse, one with Dakota later in the year, and it's going to be a fun football season.
It always is, and it's always a pleasure working with you, Jason. Terrific way to kick off our season here on MTGA Channel 5. Can't wait to bring you all the action all season long.
31-7, L'Anse Creuse North with the win. We thank you so much for watching here on Macomb Township Government Access. For Brad Fetters, I am Jason Byrne, and the rest of our crew here at MTGA, we thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. So long.